Hi everyone, I'm Bonnie from Really Reasonable Ribbon and Make Time to Craft. Today I'm back with my Bow It All version 2.0 and I'm going to teach you how to make a fun double loop bicolor bow with single phaser printed ribbon without the added bulk of 2 center knots. Here's some more samples of the bicolor bow that I'm going to make today. And these were made using the July Ribbon Club assortment from Really Reasonable Ribbon. These monthly color or holiday themed assortments are a great way to build your ribbon stash and also to experiment with different styles of ribbon in your bow making. Today I'm going to be creating a pink bicolor bow using hot pink diamond satin and satin Swiss dots pearl pink with hot pink dots. The diamond satin has a lightly embossed and with a little sheen pattern on one side, and the Swiss dots of course are printed only on one side. I have my Bow It All set with pegs at 4 inches and 5.5 inches to make a 1.5 inch wide bow. I also have pegs in the 2-inch and 7.5 inch holes, and these are going to be my helping hand pegs. I'm using about 14 inches each of 5/8 inch wide ribbon in diamond satin and satin Swiss dots. Since I'm going to use the hot pink diamond satin as the center of my bow, I will start with the satin Swiss dots at the bottom. I'm gonna bring the ribbon around behind the pegs, and I'm gonna take one of my clips and clip it on the left side to hold it in place. The ribbon's gonna come around behind the center pegs and around the front and to the back again, and I'm gonna clip the other end on the right side to hold it. Now you can see that the right side is showing on the loops of the bow, but for right now, for the tails, we have the wrong side showing. That's fine for now. We're going to take care of that later. Now I'm going to take the diamond satin, and again, I want the wrong side facing me. We're going to go behind the 2 pegs around the front, just like with the other ribbon. And now we are going to tie our locking C knot. I'm not going to go too slowly through this. If you're still having trouble with this, you should go back and watch some of the original videos where I show this slowly and in detail. I folded the 2 sides in to make a narrower center for the bow, crossed it over, coming down through the bottom, out the back, and tying my locking C knot. And take care to make sure that the right side is showing on your tails at this point, and we're going to lightly tighten the center. Now, in my opinion, the difference between a fantastic bow and a so-so bow is the pleating of the individual ribbons in the center. The center pleats are going to make or break your bow. Now, in the figure 8, we wrap that we do on most of the bows with double-faced ribbons. You can see that just the act of the figure 8, it separates each loop so that it has no choice but to pleat individually and apart from the others. I don't know if you can see. I probably should have picked a different color besides white, but I think you get the idea. By wrapping around the pegs rather than figure 8ing, you leave the loops open to the point where one can cover the others. You can see already that the hot pink wants to slide down over the Swiss dots. But I came up with a way to stop that from happening with toothpicks. So while the knot in the center is still loose, separate the loops a little, and I'm going to push a toothpick in on either side. And what this is going to do is force each color to pleat individually without one covering over the other. So we have our toothpicks in, so we can stop the hot pink loop from consuming the other one. And now we're going to deal with our tails. So I'm going to take one clip off at a time. We're going to twist the tail whichever way there's the least resistance, you know, whichever way it wants to go easier. And once you twist it so the right side is facing, clip your helping hands clip on again, and then go to the other side. You know, sometimes there's not a clear winner. I kind of, you know, I try to see if I'm getting a lot of resistance one way, and if I am, then I try the other. And go ahead and clip that back on. So now we're in good shape. We have the right sides facing tails and loops. So we're ready to roll. And now I'm just gonna start gently tightening. I don't like the top there. I don't know if you can see good, but I don't like it to flip back on itself, so you can work with that too. I always keep tweezers nearby to help too, if your fingers just won't do it. And then just keep slowly tightening and adjusting until you have the finished look that you're happy with. And do you see how the toothpicks are forcing the hot pink and the Swiss dots to each pleat on their own side of the bow without one covering over top of the other? And I just keep rocking the ribbons and tightening. I want it to be as tight as possible. And also keep in mind that since the Swiss dots are not within the knot, once you take this bow off, do not pull on the Swiss dots at all, or you'll loosen that knot right up. So I think that looks pretty good. I'm going to take my toothpicks out. I'm going to slide my helping hand clips off, and we're going to take the bow off and see what we have. And there's our finished bow. Now see how nicely each one pleated on its own. Another trick that I use with these bows is sometimes you'll have a tail that doesn't really want to go quite the direction that you want it to go. This one actually came out pretty good, but if you have one that's like this and doesn't want to go up, just put a dab of glue on the other tail, and then it will go exactly where you want it to go, because it has no choice. So here is the finished bow that you're going to end up with. This actually has the different center, but the same idea. Thanks so much for joining me and learning how to create this fun new bow. If you like the video, please don't forget to give me a thumbs up below and subscribe to my YouTube channel so you'll be notified when I add new videos.